Last minute rejections and poor registration from organizers. Holy crap. I would love them to be able to figure out how to let cosplay participants know early that they are a part of the competition and not at the last bloody second. And I don't mean last bloody second as the day of, but like, give us a 3-month window of like, you're going to be a part of it. Even as a cosplay guest, I've heard cosplay guests be told like a month before they were going to go. I've had people who did the do you want to do your own panel, and they would get told the week of Fan Expo, hey, do you want to do a panel? And they're like, no, we're parents. We can't just drop our kid off whenever we feel like we have to plan shit. And yeah, they're not good at getting back to people quick enough. And I've sadly seen a ton of cosplayers who have worked on cosplays for that convention, and they've put in their application, they've worked their butts off, and then it comes to the point and they're like, okay, am I doing the competition? And then they get the message back. I'm like, no. And they're like, well, that would have been nice to know 4 or 5 months ago. I wish you would have told me, because then I could have worked on something else. But I've been working my butt off, and especially in the world now where it's not just building a cosplay, it's building a build book. So you have to do your cosplay, but then you also have to document everything throughout the build, and then build a build book and design a build book and bring that, like, it's so much more than just doing a cosplay. And there are people who, and I laugh every time anybody tells me like the story about my friends who did the panel and then were told the week of. Fan Expo believes that they're just like, everyone's just going. And it's like, no, not everyone is just going to Fan Expo. And while you're here, would you like to do something? It's like, no, if you're not invited for some things, like there's probably some cosplay groups or some groups in general who, if they're not chosen to get a booth or something, they're not going to come because that's just going to cost them too much money. So to find out last minute about stuff like this is just something that I feel should be fixed, especially by the biggest convention runners in North America. Like, you do these so many times and you just fumble every time. I think it's because they're probably understaffed and there's probably one team working on all of these conventions and they're just like tripping over themselves trying to get to the next convention. But, you know, Pretty Nerdy Crystal said 100% true. I was told 1 month before and hadn't finished something and half-assed it and haven't worn it since. Exactly. You were a cosplay guest and you found out a month before the convention. So if you don't have everything ready, and if you're a guest, that isn't just cosplay, that is making sure you have possibly prints, things you're going to sell, props if you want to bring it, table stuff, like a handler, like, you're going to have to bring someone with you. If you are like me and I go solo pretty much to conventions, if I get told at the last minute, okay, now I have to find a friend to come along with me.